and I'm going to tell you how to get a manager. You don't give two dude. Welcome to Saint Aubin Central. We missed last week or a couple weeks. I don't know whenever this one will get dropped. But we were out a little bit. Congratulations on voting. I voted straight Republican, so I just thought you should know that. All the Republicans on the card. There was a Greg. There was a Todd. All the white guy names. That's who I voted for. But congrats on voting, doing your part, feeling like you matter, even though you don't. Probably, like it's all rigged, dude. It's all a corporate scheme. Where they're like, yeah, go vote, go make your voice count. Meanwhile, like all these corporations are behind the scenes. It's like, hey, we're gonna lobby here so people can't, understand or have access to things. Okay, that's all it is. But congrats, you felt good. You did a good job. Go vote or don't vote. I'm fine with either. You have the American right. So, not right wing, okay? You have the right as, it is you have an opportunity to do what you want. I believe in freedom. I believe, do what you want. If you don't want to vote, that's fine.
That should be the opinion we try to pose on this podcast. Don't vote. Stop.
I mean,
give up.
Well, I'm not saying give up, but it's I think there is, because there is rhetoric which is if you don't vote, you don't care, or you, it's just oh, people died for this and that. And it's just listen, man, if you don't want to vote, that's fine. Especially nationally. At a federal level, it doesn't really matter. Presidents and stuff, that doesn't really matter. Locally, I think there's a stronger case to be made. But at the end of the day, dude, you don't have to vote if you don't want to, dude. This is America.
Oh, we got him.
They poisoned me. So go do your thing. But anyway, Daddy got a manager. I don't think I told you this.
No.
So
okay. Live on the air. Okay.
Live on the air. Daddy got a manager. And let me, it's interesting. So we're doing a 6-month trial. I have a release show in March. We're doing a little trial run. And I'm gonna tell you how to get a manager. You don't give two fucks, dude. Just don't care. If you care too much, then managers sniff it oh, this person's desperate, Nobody icky, dude. That's gross. Don't be too desperate. No, how to get a manager, I have no idea. I've been going at music for 10 years. So this is the first time I've ever gotten a manager. But I will say, I think the most important thing when looking for a manager is that you don't look for a manager. It sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, if you find somebody to go manage you or to do something else with you, they're just not going to be as invested as somebody who pursued you first. I've had 2 or 3 managers before in the past. All of these managers were people that I approached. I was like, hey, will you help me with this? And they said, yeah. Never panned out. I've had managers who they've had layups for me. And they didn't even think about me for the opportunity. And I'm just like, what? That's absolutely crazy. So I think that's one of probably the most important thing if you're looking for a manager, especially a lot of independent people, a lot of artists, dude. You need managers, somebody to come alongside you and to help out. The first thing you should do is just not look for one. I think you should just work hard and just keep doing stuff. So it's the person I think probably a couple weeks ago I talked to you about a label reached out.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't interested in signing to a label because it's just, at the end of the day, it's just like there wasn't much that they could offer me, but the person was interested in management long term, and I was just like, hey, you know, what do you like? That seems better, you know. But yeah, we had lunch. It was good. The vibes were good. It's kind of like a first date, you know, and it's a trial run. It seems that it will work, you know, because you can meet people, or when you go on like a first date, and you kind of get there and you just know, like, this is gonna work, or this is no, or like, oh, this is a hit and quit it, you know, like what, you know, that's what it is. But this one we got together and I was like, yeah, there's a good vibe here. I think we could do something. But I was pretty. I don't think people should compromise either when they're looking for a manager. I've talked to people. They're like, yeah, I have a manager, but they're not like doing a ton for me, and like I kind of want them to do more. But dude, I mean, I'm 31, man. Like, daddy getting older every single day, and I don't want to waste time with people. And if they're all in, if they want to help out, great, so stoked. If they're not, you're doing both of you a favor of just like, hey man, this doesn't look like this is really what you want to do. I think you should part ways. But I essentially just laid it out. I was just like, hey, I don't think joining your label sounds like I don't think that's going to work for me. However, you wanted to manage. This is what I would expect from a manager. And I laid out just like, you got to dedicate hours each week to like what I'm doing. Help me book. Help me do PR, leverage connections, help build connections, and just, help me plan and basically do everything that I'm doing and come alongside me. And I felt a little heavy-handed when I was talking about it, but at the end of the day, I was just like, I don't got the time, you know? And she was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, Or it's like a salary negotiation, and you're like, I want 150,000. They're like, oh, okay, cool. You're like, what?
Wait.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a manager. It's
Sick.
We'll see how it goes. We got the 6-month run. She's gonna help me with some promo for some songs. And what else is she gonna be doing? Helping book some stuff like festivals. Where I'm gonna try to get some festivals next year. And a bunch of other stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. But it's also just fun to do stuff with somebody. Even like this podcast. Like before you came, it was like I like did a couple by myself, and I'm like, this sucks, dude. I'm sitting in a camera by myself, looking like a crazy person, just yelling at a camera, like, the liberals and the Republicans, and nobody likes my music. But then Scoots came along. I'm like, oh, this is better.
Yeah, now I can just make fun of you for doing all
now
those
you can
things.
like, yeah, dude, you got to stop talking about the liberals and the Republicans.
It's on the agenda every week.
But yeah, so I'm excited. We'll see what happens. We have like a plan for next year. So we'll see.
So you got picked up in the draft. All right.
I got picked up. It felt nice, dude. Like, she found me. I played a show last year. I played the first Hi-Fi Annex show that when they opened for the first time. So it was 2020, I guess. Yeah. That's when she first started following me. And I did like a video where I was shirtless and like bathing myself in ice cream. Spicy content. It's on my OnlyFans now if you want to check it out. But she started seeing me from there, and then like she was in Florida. She liked my content, and then she moved here. And then she saw me play for Flowbots, and she's like, I got to see if he can play live. Like, his songs are good, content's good. She saw me live. She's like, oh, yeah, this is great. So it's like, it's affirming that some rando Calrissian came out of the woodwork and was like, hey, Bubba, I'll help you out. And I was just like, thank you, Mommy, so much, Because, like, I was like, I always talk about it. It's like, dude, it's hard to be a solo artist, dude. You gotta do content, you gotta write songs, you gotta market your stuff, you gotta book shows, you got to do PR. And like, even within those categories, there's like 18 subcategories of each one. So there's so many things that are challenging. Like, I just got into mixing I'm balls deep into mixing, dude, and I'm like, nothing else matters except this mix right now. I'm just zoned in on the drums. I'm just like, how do I get this kick drum to sound like? Because right now it sounds like, and I need to sound like,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think it will be really nice because the two things that I forget about the most, because I'm always podcasting, writing songs, and posting on social media. Those are the three things that I'm like, I have to do all the time. But I think she's really going to come in with helping me get press for releases and helping me book, which I think that will be huge.
I'm excited. That'll be a good step.
Yeah, so we'll see, dude. It could be a disaster, dude.
Yeah, or that.
She could be like a horrible human, dude, and just, make me feel small.
Yeah.
Which actually wouldn't be nice because I've gained a lot of weight.
I'm waiting for someone to say it, yeah.
Dude, this is fun. I thought this was funny. I'm working on I have a song coming out this Friday, and then a month from then I'll have another song. And I sent the guy that I write songs and produce with, I sent him, I had to redo vocals, so I did all these vocals and I sent it to him. And he FaceTimed me as he was listening. And he opened up my vocal tracks as we were FaceTiming and played them, and he started laughing.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, dude, like, there's nothing more, like, demoralizing than your producer listening to your vocals and then laughing hysterically, dude. So...
Was it like man, I can't believe how lucky I am to listen to this?
Yeah, I think he laughed to keep himself from crying. I think that's really what happened. Dude,
no.
and I was just like, damn, dude. But I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know, because I don't think there were bad takes. I think it was something that was unexpected. But then he started laughing more because he realized that he was laughing at my vocal, and then I made it funny because I'm hilarious.
Yes, bitch. I was like overwhelmingly loud. I got like really quiet.
Oh, yeah, so we'll see, dude. Yeah, I got a song coming out on Friday. It's called Tomorrow. Very stoked about it. It's my shortest song ever. It's like 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Thank God.
It's
quit the 5-minute songs.
No, some people need to, like, all the like new metal people, like, you know what people need to do?
Yeah.
Stop with the like 45-second intro to a song. Just get right to it. Don't make, like, this isn't the 90s anymore. We don't need like an intro track anymore. Nobody, like, skip. Give me the meat and potatoes. So this song, it just starts with the chorus. So I'm actually gonna run ads on it to see how it performs, because all my other songs, they do have like a 15-second intro or something, but this one, like, the chorus just starts immediately. So I think it theoretically do better, or people would be like, oh, I hate this, like, quicker, because at first you kind of
I hate this quicker.
You can kind of like fool people, with an instrumental, like, oh, this sounds cool, and then you start singing and they're like, oh, so this song will be more, I'm just gonna get right to it, man. Let me know if you hate it immediately. Tomorrow, out now.
You need to go on SoundCloud. Are you on SoundCloud?
I am, dude.
I couldn't tell. Like, do people ever comment on the spot? You need to, like.
Actually, I don't think I drop music. I don't put my music on SoundCloud.
That's my favorite thing about SoundCloud, is that people can comment right at the moment, like they're listening to it, and be like, "This part sucks," or like, "This part rules," and you know exactly what they're talking about.
I thought rappers only use SoundCloud.
I don't know, but call me a rapper then.
Maybe
so.
I mean I guess I could put stuff on SoundCloud. I don't think I've put.
Maybe you'll get some market research out there.
I put some stuff on Bandcamp, but it's just like Spotify, dude. Like, if you're not doing Spotify, you're a boomer, dude.
No.
But yeah, tomorrow it will be out, and I'm looking forward to it. I was gonna. I feel like should I talk about? We were talking about this earlier. It's a juicy topic. Now I feel like I've talked about it before. Well, whatever. Fuck it, dude. Like, I was at a show, and the band was up there, and they're like, "Fuck Mike Pence," and everyone cheered, dude. Everyone cheered. I can't wait for the day when some musician has the balls, who's not a country artist, let's clarify,
Okay.
and just gets up there and just like, "Hey, who's excited for the red wave? Huh?" And then just see the crowd be like, "Boo," or just melt down. Or I don't even know if people would know what to do, you know? Like people think, I don't know. I think because like artists don't always share their opinions, people are just like, "Yeah, they're great. This music's good." And then, you know, if at this show, this one band was just like, "The red wave's coming. Vote now." Like, what would people do? Do you think? What do you think? Genuinely, what do you think would happen?
Genuinely,
if we were at the Hi-Fi and we opened for, I don't know, who's the most like Rage Against the Machine, dude.
Oh my!
What do you think would happen? If no, not Rage. If Saint Aubin opened for Rage Against the Machine, and I got up on stage and like, "Hey, Mike Pence wasn't that bad," what would people do?
Okay, that'd probably be the worst concert to test flight this scenario.
Dude, but imagine the ball.
That's like the most politically driven band I know is Rage Against the Machine.
Dude,
but
the balls
you would have
that.
Yeah.
Man, that would be, I would be impressed. I'm like, I'm going to follow this man because this guy doesn't give a fuck.
Initially, I would be like, this person's an idiot. But then I would also be like, this is hilarious.
Oh, dude,
like,
it's so funny. And I think, but this is the difference because I think people like you and I, like, we can find the humor.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree with it or whatever, like, we can find humor in it. But people's brains are so broken, particularly politically, that a whiff of conservatism at a Rage Against the Machine show, they would murder you. It would be like rivalry soccer matches in Brazil.
That's what
and you made fun of. They would like they would dismember your body.
If it was a Rage show and you said that, you would get beat up in the crowd. At some point.
I mean, that's what's the interesting thing is like I could see, because I bet you there's conservatives.
If you were at like a more kind of toned down, like not quite as big, like Soccer Mommy came in town recently, like everybody's blue at that show, I would assume. So if you opened for like Soccer Mommy and was exactly if you opened for Soccer Mommy and said the red wave's coming, or just say, "Oh, dude, go Mike Pence."
Yeah.
I wouldn't think you would necessarily be an idiot, but I would laugh out loud.
Oh, dude, I think it'd be funny. But like, there's conservatives who are Rage Against the Machine fans.
Oh, like a lot of them,
and you know they're at the show.
Yeah.
So when they're just like, "Fuck you, we don't do fuck Trump," all this stuff, and they're just like, they just look at the ground like,
kicking a rock. Yeah.
You know. That's funny.
It feels a lot like college rivalry stuff. Like I remember bands would come to Purdue, and the easiest way to get everyone riled up is be like, "Boy, Hoosiers suck, don't they? IU stinks, right?" And like instantly people would erupt. But like, it was just like
the same thing goes for like
it's camaraderie.
Like if I opened for Morgan Wallen, dude, and was just like, "Fuck Trump, dude." Hell, dude, people would lose their minds.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That would be wild. See, but that's the shit. That's like, that makes me excited. Because I was talking to a buddy, and I'm like, you know what? One of these shows, I'm going to try it.
Oh, my God.
Just like, but like kind of subtly. And the whole goal would be to like realize, like to just see the cognitive. The whole goal of me saying would to see the cognitive dissonance of people. Because they're going to see me at a show and I assume musicians, they tend to be progressive, you know, and then if they just say something out of left field, you'd be like, so I probably will at a show at some point be like, "Yo, where my Democrats and liberals at? Woo! Yeah, fuck Trump, yeah, lose their mind." And they're like, "Where my Republicans at and conservatives?" And the crowd just goes silent, dude. And then I'll look at everybody like, "Just so you know, they're out there." You know?
Oh my God. And that's why we don't.
And that's how the cookie crumbles.
Please do.
No, it is. I think it's just, and maybe it's probably, I'm such a contrarian. Like before I'm like like liberal or a conservative, I am a contrarian. So like whatever position somebody takes, I automatically take the opposite, which works wonders in my marriage. My wife loves it when I take the other side. She feels supported and heard and validated,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
and it ends well every time. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, that would be so funny if Rage Against the Machine.
Well, there's something to be said about just like even calling people out on their bullshit. You know, like
Well, I mean, I think that's the whole point. It's
Yeah.
like I don't think a buddy of mine was just like, because he saw my like socialist clip on YouTube, and he's like, "Man, we need to talk about your politics." And I was like, "What are my politics?"
Yeah.
He didn't know.
exactly.
He didn't know. No, and also it's like people they can't comprehend that like people are way more complex than like talking points or whatever, or like somebody could want better health care but not be a socialist, or somebody could hate
Babies.
people taking advantage of the poor but be a capitalist. People are just like, oh, people are fucking dumb, dude.
That's been my recent popular opinion.
My thesis. That should have been my thesis paper.
There's just
when
so
I got
many
my
dumb
PhD.
people. Yeah.
People are dumb, and they just been like, dude. I was gonna talk about Ticketmaster because I saw some people talking about Ticketmaster, and there is the new show that I watched. They were kind of wondering if Ticketmaster is going to have to be broken up by the government because they have like a monopoly on certain things. So like certain venues you can't play there unless you use Ticketmaster. And the problem with Ticketmaster is their fees are absolutely outrageous. It's for a $10 ticket, there's a $700 like processing fee. And you're like, "What?" I just want to go see Wheatus play,
At the
Zanzibar
Kroger Wellness Fest.
Yeah, dude. But it is. I would be very curious because I know like Pearl Jam tried to fight them a long time ago, but they couldn't do anything. They couldn't win, because so I'm doing a show in March. I'm using Eventbrite. The ticketing fee is $1.87. I looked at other processing fees on like other shows who use like Ticketmaster and stuff like that. It's anywhere from like $8 to like $25. And it's insane. So what I've heard, I did talk to a buddy and he said sometimes it's the venue having like a processing fee. But then there's other times where Ticketmaster just has this astronomical number of just like, how can the processing fee be roughly the same price as the ticket?
It blows, and I hate it because they don't advertise with that on there. So it's like you're like, oh, like tickets are only $20. Great, I can go to that.
Yeah.
And then you go online, it's like that plus $3 plus an extra like $11 in fees. It's like, well, not great. I'm spending almost $40 on tickets.
And it's great, and it's like you have like to play certain venues, you have to use their ticketing platform. And then another problem with Ticketmaster is they don't give you the data. You don't get any of the data. Like you don't get any of the emails or the zip codes of like where people came from. Which for like touring musicians and artists, like that data, there's emails and zip codes is like huge. Which is another reason why I think Eventbrite is better, because Eventbrite you get all their emails and you get a lot of their data. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if something happens to them in the future, because I think they merged with Live Nation.
Yeah, maybe.
Which was kind of like, and because like Live Nation, dude, they're Big Brother, man. They have every single venue that you want to play.
Yep.
They have every single one of those.
I was like, they have the whole music industry by
And if you don't use Live Nation, like where are you gonna play?
Not any reputable place,
a garbage can, just turn it over.
Yeah, like my garage.
So it's interesting, like because like I feel like you have to play by their rules, or you have to be a big enough draw and carry your set, like your play a field. You know, go to New Palestine, Indiana, find somebody who's got like 20 acres and bring your show to people, and then people can just pay whatever. But that's I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens to like Ticketmaster and Live Nation, because that's like it's a match made in heaven for them, but for everybody else, it's just like, yo, dude, like what are we supposed to do?
Figured out. It's just like too much for tickets.
Yeah,
I've never understood why they need that much off the top, but I don't know.
It's crony capitalism,
big
dude.
tech, baby.
It's crony capitalism. It's like people. It's like, how much is enough, dude? Like you can still make money, and still make really good money, and charge like Cost Plus Pharmaceutical. Do you know about them?
No.
This is Mark Cuban's company. He started a pharmacy company, and they do generics of a lot of drugs, and it's just Cost Plus 15 or something like that. But it's cost plus 15%, and that's all you pay. So he's legitimately saving people like tens of thousands of dollars a year, because certain drugs, I mean, they're like $150, $200 for a prescription, and then they go to Cost Plus and it's like $25. So like that's it, and I'm grateful for it, because it's like, oh, thank you. Finally, somebody's like, here's good capitalism, because like people shit on capitalism all the time, and they don't fucking get it, dude. And I'm gonna rant about this, and here we go again. I'm back at it. But that's what I'm saying. It's like people shit on capitalism all the time, but they don't understand. All capitalism is people pursuing profit. It's not exploiting like the working class and other people. That's just people being shitty and greedy. That's not so. It's whatever. You got I'm all worked up. But
yeah. Tell that to Nestle. Yeah.
Yeah. But like here is someone like Mark Cuban, a billionaire, actually like, hey, I have a lot of capital and I can actually help, because the pharmaceutical industry, that industry is so fucked. And now we're learning about all the stuff with COVID. Like the data just came out. They're like, oh yeah, the vaccines were never supposed to stop transmission. And it's just like, remember when you told us they did? But the problem is that they had emergency like privilege or whatever, so they weren't at fault no matter what happened. So they just tell you whatever the fuck they want. And here's the crazy thing. Now a COVID vaccine shot, it's like $150. They charge like 300%, which it's like, yo, dude, like, and like if the next time we have a pandemic and people put their blind faith in a pharmacy, like a pharmaceutical company, like look at those fucks, dude. They don't give two shits about you. They're not about like, well, we want to take care of people, don't you? No, they're like, we want to deepen our pockets, dude. We want those billies. Billies. All right, dude. Let's end it. I want to talk about Russ.
Okay.
Do you know Russ?
Russ.
He's a musician. He's a rapper.
Oh no.
And like pop singer. He is the biggest artist that you've probably never heard of, but he's on his world tour right now, and I don't think there's anyone for musicians who is more inspiring than Russ. He's got like 4 million followers on Instagram. Just go to his Instagram right now. He's on his world tour. The dude played the Pyramids, and he's completely independent. It's absolutely insane. Completely independent. Owns his entire catalog, and he's doing this world tour. He just did a show in Manila, and he's playing a stadium in Manila. He played the Pyramids. He played Dubai, or no, India. Somewhere in India. He's playing stadiums around the world.
Good Lord.
Did you see the one of him playing the Pyramids? I didn't even know you could play the Pyramids, dude. He's the first independent artist to play the Pyramids.
Dang, he's in a full-on world tour. You're right.
It's insane, dude. And like, he is so inspiring.
Wow.
because he's the guy he did a song a week. He released a song a week because he was basically like, hey, I released an album and people only listen to the first song. So I'm just gonna release a song a week, and then people start doing it. But then he has this massive catalog. He's probably got like 15 million monthly listeners. He's making 6 figures plus a month from streams, and he's doing this tour. It's insane, dude. But he's completely independent, man. It's like it's so inspiring to like watch him. But the one really cool thing, because he's like, I feel like pop like musicians are always like flexing. He does have a post about he played South Korea, and it was like a 400-person room, which is still, for me, I'm like, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, that's a good.
But
chunk.
it's like it's sobering because he's just like, he went from playing a stadium to like a 500-person room in Korea, you know. But yeah, dude, that dude is so inspiring. I encourage any musician, if you're trying to make it in the arts, you just like watch him. Like he's the guy who's just like, own your shit, dude. You gotta own your shit, and you gotta work hard, because, you know, I think that's why I spend so much time on songs, is because that's my main product. Like Apple is an iPhone. They do an iPhone twice a year. That's their main bread and butter. They're a great company. They do other products as well, but iPhone's their main product. And I think musicians, they gotta treat their songs like that. Songs are your main product. If you're not spending all your time on your songs, then I don't know. I just don't. I think you're working on the wrong things. But he did it, man. Like it's so. If I could have a fraction of his audience, happy. But he's got millions of followers. I can't imagine going to Manila and playing a stadium, dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's absolutely insane. Russ, come on my podcast, or you want to do a feature? Look at me, bro. All right, well, Daddy's done. Daddy done with the rant today. Thanks for listening, everybody. Go listen to my song Tomorrow. The song is called Tomorrow. It's won't be out tomorrow, which would be Thursday. But the song is called Tomorrow, and it's out on Friday. Ciao. Ciao, Bella.